the outside. Persa travels well in the lead, followed by Golden West. Grey Cuban Portsmouth now trying for a daring run up the running rail. It's still Persa. Portsmouth's going to breathe in and get up the rail. Portsmouth, the favourite, comes to challenge Persa. Then out wide, Red Hot Whisper, Whiskey Pete, then Grey Cuban, followed by Blake inside the final furlong. And Persa is now trying to fight off Portsmouth. It's Persa and Portsmouth. Persa is finding plenty, and Portsmouth can do no more as they race up towards the line. Persa pulls 2 lengths clear, 2.5 lengths clear, and Persa in the hands of Sean Levy goes on to win the Hong Kong Jockey Club Leicester Piggott Handicap. In second, Portsmouth, who flattered, then Red Hot Whisper, Blake, followed home then by Grey Cuban, and on the outside was Cool Legend.
He was drawn 11, which is always going to be hard from there, but he went very wide at Newbury last time. We've always thought he's a very good horse, and he's definitely upwardly mobile. He was able to do it his way today, which was a massive advantage, and he's quite lightly raced, but he's a little bit fragile mentally, and Sean gave him a lovely ride. I didn't think it would suit him here in terms of the crowd and proximity to all the people. He's a little bit inexperienced, I would say, at the moment. But as he grows up, he could turn into a group horse, I hope.
And Michael, you must have been encouraged by what he did in the London Gold Cup last time.
Yeah, we were. I mean, I think Sean himself would say that he left it a bit late to start the run. He stayed on as we always thought he would.
You've got to get your trophy.
And he finished. And there we go.
He's matured a lot, and he seems to mature very well with every run. Going down to start, he normally gets quite hot. He didn't today, and he gave me the best ride down to start. And I thought, look, if from 11, if I could get up there, get across, I feel as though he'd settle under me, and I could do what I needed to do then, you know. Because there is a question mark on how well he gets the mile and a quarter. On the back of today, I think he gets it quite strongly, but he does show a nice little turn of foot to go with it. So we kind of had to roll the dice and see today how good he is and whether or not he definitely stayed.
And do you think this kind of track where you can get a roll on is going to suit him ideally?
It always helps you here if you can travel down that hill. You have to travel down the hill. Horses find it so difficult being off the bridle coming down the hill because they have to counterbalance their bodies on yourself. You know, that can be quite difficult. Yeah. You know, when they can carry you down that hill, you'd normally run a real good race to the line.
Running Line going for that run up the rail, getting through quite nicely to challenge Julia Augusta. Not through yet, Running Line. Astral Bow battles on, Breeze down the outside. Running Line's effort beginning to peter out a little bit. Out wide, Sea of Thieves, Sheik Columbine very short of room. Julia Augusta, Astral Bow, Breeze and Sea of Thieves now with a charge down the outside. Astral Bow and Breeze in behind them. Royal Dress is coming with a thread through, getting a bit tight for room, and Breeze is doing best with the clearest run. It's Breeze out in front, latest Sheik Columbine, Bree, Sheik Columbine thrusting. Bree, Sheik Columbine, she'd be an unlucky loser. Royal Dress on the far side, glimpse, then Julia Augusta.
Well, as we've seen, the Princess Elizabeth was quite a messy race. The horse that has ended up in the winner's enclosure and done it well is Breeze. Jason Hart was on board. Messy from lots of people's perspective. What was yours?
Smooth. I think I got the smoothest run. Was from stall 7 was able to adopt in a nice position just in behind the leaders, and I always felt off Tottenham Corner I just sort of got myself in the three wide berth, and I just tried to keep things as least complicated as I could. She's a filly or mare, sorry now, who has only ever won a novice race and has knocked on the door a hell of a lot. She's a filly we've always held in high regard, and just a few things haven't really gone our way. She's been second or third in a lot of photo finishes, so it was nice that she's got her day in the sun.
She didn't have a lot of luck last year, and we always thought she was a very decent filly. And I asked Andrew back at the end of last year, I said, would you leave her in training? I said, I think she's a big fine filly. I said, normal look, and he's a very good man to train for. He said, fine. She came back looking well, and she ran really well at Goodwood. Ground was a bit softer. I'm not making excuses. We always thought she'd have preferred just a bit better ground, and today sort of proved it. You know, she battled well. Well, she battled really well, which is great. You know, she really got stuck in, and she thoroughly deserved it.
She travelled well as well.
You are so right. She's not short of speed. She's not short of speed. When you watch her work at home, you think, God, this filly could win from 7 to a mile, and I think she easily could.
You've got the Duke of Cambridge entry. Are you interested in going to Royal Ascot with her?
We are. She ran really well at Royal Ascot last year. I mean, and she's got nearly 20 days. It's 2 weeks on Wednesday, and she's a filly that doesn't take a lot of work anyway, so as long as we just get her back in, feeling well, we would intend to run her.
It's a kinder turnaround than it can be some years, isn't it?
Absolutely, and it's plenty time. So where are we today? Saturday, Sunday, so we're talking 19, 20 days. It's plenty.
Highland Avenue now called on for an effort, the lighter of the two greys. They're followed by Sean. Epictetus gets a bit cramped for room. Regal Realities tries to sell, but Royal Scotsman has kicked away. 4 lengths clear. 5 lengths clear of Highland Avenue in second place. Then Sean on the outside, Silver Sword. Down the wide outside in Besto from Royal Dubai, but Royal Scotsman very much the one to catch. He's not going to be for catching. 5, 6 lengths clear of Highland Avenue as they race inside the final furlong, and Royal Scotsman right back to winning ways here, right back to his best, and Royal Scotsman fairly straighting them in the Betfred Derby Stakes. Running on for second, Royal Dubai, Highland Avenue in third, and Sean was fourth.
If you deleted his Lockenge and Irish Guineas and St James's Palace run last year, he'd have been a short price favourite in this race, even after a layoff. He need to get back to his Jew horse stroke Guineas form, and he had a class advantage on the field if that was the case. Obviously, a change of tactics and slower ground were a big help to him, which I would say they're important to him going forwards. So yeah, it was just good to get him back on track.
And on the way to post, was he giving you the right kind of feeling that he was up for the day?
Yeah, he was good. He was good and relaxed going down at Newbury. Because he'd had almost a year off, he was quite aggressive, and he had earplugs in today. But he's obviously a quick learner to Ollie's stalls tactics at home, because he left the stalls like his tail was on fire, and he was in charge for the first half a mile, and I was somewhere between us, between the 4 and the 2, and then I had to help him along a little bit the last 2.
In the back of my mind, I thought, right, he's going to let us down again, but he really didn't, and he's just showing us that, at the racing post around me yesterday, and I refused to give a comment because I'm fed up with talking about him. He needs to do it, and just couldn't be happier.
And now he very much has, and Group 1 targets can be back on your mind. What might you be thinking would be most suitable for him?
Well, maybe the Sussex. I think he's got an entry at Ascot, but I don't know if that will come a bit too quick. But now we've got the hang of him, hopefully there's fun to be had, and maybe even drop him back to 7 or 6.
Yeah.
He's such a good horse, and it wouldn't surprise me if he goes and wins a big one over 6.
Yeah.
So fast at home. I mean, I'm not a big man for sectional timings, but what I see at home is I drive the quad by the sides of them, and the speed he gets up to, and the ground he covers is amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And he'll love going back to Goodwood. I think that track is going to suit him really ideally for the Sussex.
Yeah, it'd be brilliant to bring him back there and see what he's made of. But what a relief! What a relief.
Yeah.
Machardi in the purple jacket on the right, split the Prophet and Rogue Enforcer. Myconian is further back, so Tears of a Clown. Against the rail still is Due for Luck, chasing Curious Rover. Back in the field to Blue Storm, also at the back the Coffee Pod. And also Mart is off the pace. They run down towards the final furlong and a half. Enchanting, Curious Rover, Sturlassen coming through, red jacket, Blue Storm and Grand Lad and Vince Lamore. Enchanting challenged now by Blue Storm, Sturlassen on the near side as they race up towards the line. Blue Storm down the centre, Sturlassen on the near side, and Blue Storm will win. Blue Storm from Sturlassen. Due for Luck back in third, then Enchanting. Billy Webster finishing well far side, followed by Vince Lamore, Curious Rover, and back to Mart and Grand Lad.
I knew they'd go flat out, which I thought would suit him. I just need to get him to do it the right way. He can get himself a bit disorganised, and I wasn't scared that I'd have a turn of foot at the end. He showed it in Subtle during the winter when I rode him, and he did exactly what it said in the tin. O'Sheen went in, and it just gave me a chance to switch out and get one clean swoop, and he did enough. He still felt like there was plenty more there, so I'd hope going to Ascot there should be more to come from him.
He's quite progressive actually, isn't he?
He is, and he's a very genuine, honest sprinter. He always runs consistently, and it's probably what you need for this side of things.
And he handled the track well?
Yeah, very well. As I said, once I kind of took him back from the gates, he got in a rhythm, and I was just gliding and just waiting to pick up the pieces with him. I'd imagine on a bigger open track like Ascot, I could be even more patient on him.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, obviously very different tracks. I assume you're thinking about the Palace of Holyrood House, the 3-year-old handicap.
Yeah, so Gemma says I think somewhere like that will suit him because he has, you know, we were winging along there, and I had loads of gears. I could have sat longer if I needed to, and it's a lovely feeling having a horse that has the gears that when you press the button he's gone, and he's very genuine to back it up as well. So I hope they have a lot of luck with him.
This season's been surreal already. We knew this horse was fast. Seeing him settle the way that he has and then finish the way that we thought he could was just amazing. We thought this would be his track because he is a fast horse, and where do you take a fast horse? But yeah, it's just worked out beautifully, and I'm just pinching myself, to be honest.
And was this a horse that you've liked from the moment you got hold of him?
He's definitely always been fast, yes.
Has it been managing him that's been the issue?
No, literally the first day he went on the gallops, he was horrible, and then after that he's been perfect. He's almost lazy now.
Right.
I was worried that he wasn't doing enough at home. He's that relaxed now. But you know, he lights up on race day, and he's got all the gears. He's wonderful, and we're on the way to Ascot. We just wanted a nice run here, and so for him to go and win, it's just been superb, to be honest.
And that's the Palace of Holyrood House, I assume?
Yeah, that's what we're going for. That was our plan anyway, but Rossa came in and was thinking along the same lines, so we're all singing off the same hymn sheet.
Same questions I put to Rossa then. You just said this horse is ideal for Epsom. Ascot and Epsom, very different tracks. Do you feel as confident that he'll be effective there?
I think he might just get away with it. I don't think he quite sees out a stiff 5, so, you know, we want the ground to be quick. I think slow ground at Ascot might go against us. He does handle slower ground, but he'd need to be on a sharp 5, I think, to get away with it.
As they race down the straight, and Democracy Dilemma has got across towards this stands rail from Law of Average. Knight of Earth in the red and white, the Bell Conductor, Lethal Nymph, and then looking for Linda. They're chased by Dream Composer, Black with Red Stars. Chipstead is chasing hard from Silky Wilkie, and then behind these Live in the Moment and Alligator Alley and Lord Ridderford as they hurtle down towards the final furlong. Democracy Dilemma on this side from Looking for Linda. They're chased by Antiphon coming through well, Dream Composer, but it's Democracy Dilemma all the way here, absolutely blasted from the gates, blasting at home, but coming through very strong. Dream Composer and going to get there. Dream Composer with a late thrust denies Democracy Dilemma. Then Looking for Linda in third. Then Antiphon, the Bell Conductor, out in the centre, Chipstead.
You got right there, right on the line. Where did you think you were going to get there?
Probably be a bit brave saying it now, but kind of a half out. I seen Rossa down the rail, and I thought, if I carry on the way I'm going, I'm definitely going to pick him up. And pick him up I did. It was super performance.
Fantastic stuff. And there was the owners were giving it large in the winners' enclosure, and I understand it's joy, but also mixed with sadness for them.
Yes, of course. One of the big time supporters, Trev Alsop. He lost his battle with cancer only last week, so maybe he was watching down on us today because, you know, what's happened today is a real dream come true, and I think it's for the lads and everyone involved. I think they're so delighted that he's landed a big one on a day like today, with Trevor there and everyone's thoughts and looking down on us. It's massive, really.
And what were you thinking as you were watching the race?
Well, there was a lot of noise in my area, mostly coming from me. I knew the last 50 yards he does kick in, and I was just obviously hoping the others would get tired that had been on the front end. I'd said to Joe, you've got to fire out, but keep him balanced over that road, and a few will get ridden into the ground early, so make sure you've got him in your hands. I said don't go for the stick too much because he needs pointing, and it worked great. You know, he's a very good boy, obviously.
Well, he's just spoken so well about how grateful he is to you, about the start that you have given him in his career, and I saw him say so again to you on the podium. What does he mean to you, this young man?
Well, he's a pleasure to deal with. I saw him ride a winner about 18 months ago, his first winner for Michael Mullen at Wolverhampton, and I just thought he rode with a little bit of length of leg, and he kept hold of the horse, rode it cool. It was 50-1, didn't go for the stick, and I thought, yeah, well, you know, I'll keep an eye on that lad, and yes, he's done very well, and good luck to him. But that was a great win for him today.
Ambiente Friendly trying to challenge as long as the loose horse doesn't get in the way. Then Los Angeles City of Troy leads the way in the Betfred Derby from Ambiente Friendly and Los Angeles racing inside the final furlong. City of Troy by 2 lengths to Ambiente Friendly, then Los Angeles. What a comeback here by City of Troy. City of Troy bouncing back, 3 lengths clear, a brilliant win in the Betfred Derby. What a training performance by Aidan O'Brien. He came right away, passing the line. Ambiente Friendly in second. Then fighting out for third, Los Angeles and Sadati, Dare a Mile, and then Dancing Gemini from Pelham Justin, Ancient Wisdom, further back Euphoric, and right up the back in the end were Mr. Hampstead and also Dallas Star.
How do you do that?
Actually, listen, Lydia, it is very little to do with me. It's obviously the team and people around him. They're the people that made it happen. He's such a special team around him. Obviously, Andrew's in charge of him. Edmund works with him, and Davey, who looks after him, Pat, who travels him, Dean has put his heart and soul into him all winter, Rachel, Eamon, John, Jack, Shane, Vanessa, Kieran, Rory. There's so many people, Sean, Sarah, there's so many people.
And did they see the differences? Did they and you see the difference?
Yeah, everyone worked very hard day in, day out on him and made the tweaks, and they were all very happy and very confident coming here. But obviously it was a very different scenario. You're on a different track, 1.5 miles. There was so many different things that we couldn't prepare him for, but we prepared him the best we could. And listen, it's incredible, like really, when it comes together. We felt that he was the most special horse we had last year. We felt when Justify came along, he was the most special stallion that came along, because we felt that there were Galileos with more class. So when that happened and then he arrives, we wanted him to show everyone what happened. And obviously I left him too fresh in the Guineas, and there was a few stones that I didn't look under that I should have, and that's what happened to me.
What kind of stones?
Well, he blew up in the stalls. I had him too fresh going in there, and he charged the stalls, and his heart rate went through the roof. Before he jumped off, he landed and gone, and his heart would have been way too high the first furlong. So really, he only could get halfway. Like it's not physically possible for something that made out of flesh and blood, their heart to keep rising from that level. And we felt that that's what happened. And when we took him back, we put him into the stalls, and at home again, his heart did the same thing. It went through the roof the first few days. So we knew straight away when we did that, that's what happened the first day. You know, and I think Dean rode him into the stalls the first day, and he said his heart was coming out through his chest. So when the first time we did that, we knew that was the reason for Newmarket.
So how do you address that? What did you actually do?
No, obviously the lads, TJ and Andrew and Niall and John and all his team, they put him in, kept putting him in and getting him to relax in and relax. And the last day he went in, he was perfect. I think he went in, Wayne rode in Los Angeles with him, and I think Rachel rode him the last day in the stalls, and they were all very happy with him. You know, I remember talking to Anne-Marie after it, and we were discussing it, and the first thing Anne-Marie asked me was, what was his heart like the first day, because Anne-Marie had the Fitbit thing on him, and how much it rose the first time. And then when it was on him going in the second time, we could see the difference. It was just like chalk and cheese, really. You know, so it was incredible, really.
You know, we kind of had to go to the Guineas, and you know, I think with the spring and everything, it didn't work out. But Aidan never lost belief in him, and we stuck to the plan, and you know, it all worked out beautifully. You know, we felt beforehand if he turned up like we thought he would, he was the best horse in the race, and yeah, he was always quite smooth today. You know, like you had to pick a run, pick a path, but once the runs came, he had the race kind of put to bed early, and still actually felt a little bit green in front there. You know, last 2 furlongs, and loose horse in front of him. I didn't really get him fully organised, I didn't think, you know, and he changed his leads after, like, going to the line, and he was off again. And you know, he's obviously a very talented horse to do what he done as a 2-year-old. You know, when he won the Superlative, he was exciting, and he won the Dewhurst. Today was the first time he's gone round a bend, and it's all new to him, but he took it all beautifully. So he travelled down there, plenty of pace, quick and well, and yeah, it was pretty straightforward.
Up ahead, Struth leads the way. Ziggy looking to weave off the fence. Lucander got a bit squeezed out there. Asgard's captain with every chance, but here now, sweeping down the outside is Relentless Voyager. Inside the final two, Relentless Voyager came to take Asgard's captain, and on the inside Ziggy. Kotari runs on from the back, entering the final furlong. Relentless Voyager by 2, 3 lengths to Ziggy. Then Asgard's captain Kotari, not so sleepy, making belated late headway, but it's Relentless Voyager stretching away under Oisin Murphy to win the Northern Dancer. From Ziggy in second, Asgard's captain third, not so sleepy, staying on strongly for fourth, ahead of Kotari, and then Dream Harder.
He's a very decent horse. He was a bit unlucky last year in the Italian Derby. They had a lot of rain before the race, and he struggled on the ground and only finished third. And then unfortunately had a sort of wind issue that happily has been resolved, and he's in a really good place at the moment.
So what does that suggest you might do with him next then?
Well, he's won off 101 today. You don't win many handicaps of 101, so I don't know what's going to be available. It depends how much he goes up. I guess we were thinking Golden Gates, but he might, before this, but he might just go up a bit too much to get in that, so we'll just have to see.
But from his previous campaigning, clearly you were thinking he might be up to pattern standard.
Yes, yeah. Obviously he ran in the King Edward last year, and we felt he was going that direction, and on today's performance perhaps he is.
He hit the front like well before the 2, and I thought it was a true run race. I haven't seen the times, but it felt like we rolled along most of the way, particularly when you think Not So Sleepy was like back in the field. So yeah, decent horse, and I hope things go smooth for him now.
The plan going into this, Andrew was just saying, was the Golden Gate, so up another 2 furlongs. If that can still be the plan once the handicap has reacted, would he get the extra trip?
Perhaps hard to say, because he has tactical speed as well when you really ask him, and maybe Andrew will decide if he does get a big hike to claim off him. Let's see.
And Apollo 1 leads the way. Mr. Wagyu second, in behind the Misty Grey, working out to Rocket Rodney, Red Jacket. The Grey Eminency away to the left, chasing hardest, Strike Red against the rail from Intervention. Kiwano stays on a bit. Down the outside, Executive Decision from Flaming Rib. And then back in the field, Mum's Tipple, Elise Dancer to plenty to do. Apollo 1 taken on by Mr. Wagyu. It's Apollo 1 by a neck to Mr. Wagyu. Mr. Grey is gaining on these without wide Executive Decision. Mr. Wagyu wearing down Apollo 1, but here's Misty Grey with the last challenge. Mr. Wagyu, Misty Grey! Misty Grey near side of Mr. Wagyu. It's a photo. Apollo 1 back in third, and then Strike Red on the far side in fourth.
Couldn't have asked it to pan out better. He jumped really well, and we went a good clip, and Mr. Wagyu and Apollo 1 took each other, and it just gave me a chance to just hang on to a small bit, and I knew he'd be tough in the end. I knew the last half a furlong I'd have something to run at. I'd have something under my sleeve, but he's tough as all dude. He's a legend, all right. I've ridden him twice, and he hasn't been out with the first 2, and David has planned it perfectly with him.
What is it you like about him so much?
It's just easy. He's not complicated. He'll trot and hack down the start, no worries. He jumps, travels, you can put him wherever you want, and when you need him to go, he's there to quicken, and away he goes. It's every jockey's dream ride.
And as we went past the post, did you think you had got it?
I thought I might have just got him. I wasn't fully convinced, but I thought I had a strong, good feeling that I might have just got him.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.